Welcome back to Newsmax Prime. Carly Fiorina is surging in the polls, but does she have what it takes to be America's next commander-in-chief? Newsmax answers with a special free offer for Carly Fiorina's book, Rising to the Challenge. This is a must-read for all conservatives, and it's free as part of this special offer. Just go to newsmax.com/Carly and get your free copy of Carly Fiorina's book, Rising to the Challenge, right now. That's newsmax.com/Carly. Well, we know Governor Scott Walker dropped out of the Republican race yesterday, and the latest polls show Ms. Fiorina, Donald Trump, and Dr. Ben Carson occupying the top 3 spots. But there's another candidate who's not afraid to speak out for what he believes in, Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. The great team at Concord TV in Concord, New Hampshire, recently caught up with Senator Cruz on the campaign trail and asked him the pointed question they've been asking all the candidates. What would make you the people's president?
That's a great question, and it's an important question. You know, Americans across this country are frustrated. We're frustrated because politicians say one thing and do another. We can't trust the people we elect because they don't honor the commitments they've made. And we know that the path we're on right now, it isn't working. Millions of Americans are hurting under the Obama economy. Obamacare is a disaster. Our constitutional rights are under assault, and America has receded from leadership in the world. I believe the stakes in this next election have never been higher. It is now or never. There are a lot of good candidates running on the Republican side, a lot of people who I like and respect. But the single biggest difference between me and the other candidates running is that I've got a proven record of standing and fighting for conservative principles over and over again. We've got a lot of campaign conservatives, candidates who talk a good game on the trail, but they haven't walked the walk. I am the only consistent conservative who has stood and defended conservative principles across the board over and over and over again, who is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. With me, you know what you're going to get. What I've tried to do in the Senate more than anything else is 2 things. Tell the truth and do what I said I would do. We've got to turn this country around, and we can do it through 3 simple things. Number 1, bringing back jobs and growth and opportunity. We do that through tax reform, adopting a simple flat tax, and regulatory reform, stopping the regulators that are killing small businesses and repealing every word of Obamacare. We do that through defending our constitutional rights, defending free speech, defending religious liberty, defending the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms, repealing Common Core. And we do that through restoring America's leadership in the world, standing by our friends and allies, and defeating radical Islamic terrorism, stopping this catastrophic Iranian nuclear deal, and protecting this nation. With me, you know that I'm going to follow through on those promises because that's what I've done over and over and over again. I've spent my entire life fighting to defend the Constitution, to defend free market principles. 58 years ago, my dad fled Cuba with nothing, came to America seeking the American dream. He had been imprisoned and tortured in Cuba. And he came seeking the land of the free and the home of the brave. I will fight to defend liberty because my family knows what it's like to lose it.
And thanks to our friends at Concord TV, we are really happy to be able to share some of the comments made by candidates there in New Hampshire. And speaking of comments, now it's time to hear what's on your mind via social media. Tonight we hear from William, who writes in about Scott Walker's exit speech. William writes, Scott Walker's plea as he shelves his campaign is basically for someone, anyone, to knock off Donald Trump, the candidate who has resonated most with the voters. Rather than try to understand why the majority of Republicans support Donald Trump, Scott Walker urges other candidates to defeat him. So much for that pledge to support whoever wins the nomination. Well, we thank William for that comment, and if you'd like to weigh in, we'd be happy to hear from you. All you need to do is to log on and send your comments in to me at newsmaxtv.com/comments. Back to Newsmax TV headquarters tomorrow night. We'll have some of our interview with John Kasich. But for now, from New York City, J.D. Hayworth saying, stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.